Hey, what's up, YouTube? Go this way because there's too much glare over there. Too much glare. Let's go a little bit like that. A little bit like that. So what's up, YouTube? This is your host with the most, King Geo in the house. So again, sorry for my lateness, Wade. I said I finished my job and then I came home and watched a little bit of the Mets game. They lost, by the way. You know how they are. Now we're no longer in first place. Well, anyway, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'm your host, the most, King Geo. Welcome. Today's Friday. If not subscribed to my channel, hit that bell right there on your right hand side, and it'll notify you when I, King Geo, have uploaded a video. Now, today I wasn't going to do this, but as I was scrolling through something, I saw something that was very interesting, right? And you know that we're living in an age where everybody's saying everything is fake media, fake media, fake media. And we all do, and you know, they say that social media is in part, has a big part in today's society in the way people think. Whether you're a Republican, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Green Tea Party or an independent or whatever you're, right? So as I was looking at this, I saw, you guys know Mr. Pillow Guy, right? Let me see if you can see him. Well, you can't see that good. But anyway, you see Mr. Pillow Guy, right? Okay. So Mr. Pillow Guy is doing a symposium, how the election was stolen, right? How the election was stolen. Well, how he says the elections were stolen. So he has all this evidence. So he says he has all this evidence, right? That the election was fraud. So in coming August, this upcoming month, or this month, in coming weeks, so he's going to have, because he bet $1 million, something like that, to someone who can go up there and go against what he said and try to prove him wrong about his decoding, how he did audit it and all that kind of stuff to prove him wrong. But the thing is that he's bringing his own cyber people, his own media, and stuff like that. So for whatever that's worth. Well, anyway, so this is what I was going. So this is how people. This is how you have to learn to think for yourself. This is how you have to learn to do research. Because when I heard this, that he said he was about to do, or what he did do, I was perplexed. And I want you to listen to this. And I don't care if you graduated from the second grade. This is something that it's ridiculous.
So, Ellie,
look.
Never.
Okay.
8,250. Main reason.
Go on, man.
It's never connected to the internet. Never connected to the internet.
You know, hack the election system. Claims some.
This is what he claimed, and I just want you to think about it. I'm going to tell you something.
The county. In his videos and his lawsuit, Lindell claims someone in China hacked the election system here and stole away precisely 3,215 Trump votes and turned them into Biden votes. The Republican county clerk, Nancy Perzrocki, finds the allegation laughable for one main reason.
It is never connected to the internet. Never connected to the.
She's Republican. This is a state. This is a county where Trump won. He's saying that someone in China changed the election, changed the vote to win for Trump. I mean, to go to Biden. Took 3,200 votes from Donald Trump and gave it over to Joe Biden. She just said right there, there's no internet connection. So how can I do that? There's no internet connection. So how can that be done? That's number one. Number two, which is very important, just as number one, is that when you do these ballots, they're done by hand, right? So that means that you have to write it down. So if you wanted Joe Biden, you scroll down Joe Biden. If you wanted Donald Trump, you scroll down Donald Trump. Or whatever candidate you wanted to, you have to pencil that candidate in, right? So then the machine reads that and passes it on and says Biden, Trump, or whoever the candidate you voted for. And then that piece of paper goes printed out in the back and it's put in a box and it gets locked and key, right? So, and then afterwards, that piece of paper gets audited, meaning that that piece of paper, that mark on that paper has to match the mark that the computer has. So if you so it said King Geo voted for Donald Trump, and the machine's gonna say King Geo voted for Donald Trump. If in the paper ballot it says King Geo voted for Donald Trump, but here it says Biden, and then that's fraud. Okay, but the machine cannot erase what I wrote down because it's done by pencil. Okay, so the machine just picks up, scans what is written on pencil. This is like when you go take a test, the tab test, and you have to write your name. You see it in King Geo, then you gotta look down for the K and mark it down. Look out for the I and mark it down. Look out for the N and mark it down. Right? And when you pass it to the machine reads that as King Geo. The machine cannot change that because the machine is only reading what you wrote down, what you penciled in. All right, let's keep listening. Okay.
Internet at all whatsoever.
Not only are they not connected to the internet, the votes are cast by hand on paper. Voters scan their ballots into this Dominion scanning machine where two digital storage cards keep a tally. The paper ballot goes right into this bin under lock and seal.
And that container is sealed.
And just to check that everything went okay, they conduct audits, comparing the paper ballots to the results on the computer. And in 2020, it was an exact match.
We audited 3 different precincts and they matched exactly. So
what would you say to somebody who made a documentary that, among many counties, accused your county of being the victim of a Chinese hack that changed the vote counts?
I would say that didn't happen in Delta County.
A Republican-led Michigan State Senate investigation found out it didn't happen anywhere. No evidence of widespread or systematic fraud. I don't think you really understand how votes are cast, collected, and tabulated in this country.
Okay, you know what? I do. But what you don't understand is they can get, after they're tabulated, they can get hacked after the fact, which they were, because Donald Trump was going to win anyway. Donald Trump was going to win anyway.
The paper ballots.
You heard what he said. They can get a hack after they're tabulated. You see, kids, this guy did a one good thing. The one good thing that I got to give Mr. Pillow Guy was that he at one time was a crackhead. And he decided to one day get off crack and decided he had an idea to make Mr. Pillow. And that idea gave him money, made him a millionaire. So in that aspect, I say that's a good job, right? Because you got out of drugs and you made something for yourself. So I applaud him for that. But I cannot applaud him for the stupidity. People follow him. He doesn't have that big of a following as other people do, but people still would follow him and say, yeah, what Mike Lindell is saying is true. See, some people would even believe that the machine somehow erased it and put it. Some people will believe that. Some people will even believe what he just said, that the machine got hacked after all those got tallied in. So after everything is done and they do everything, they take the recordings of it, right? The SD card, they take all that and they hide it away. So he's saying that after the fact, even after they take the SD card, the machine got hacked. Let's just say that's true. It doesn't really matter if it got hacked afterwards because the results are already in and they're in the CD and SD card or in a disk or in a hard drive. Does that make any sense to you guys? Let's see what else he says. I haven't seen the whole thing.
No one wanted to match them up.
Were audited against the machine.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't.
In these counties,
No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Who told you that?
The county officials.
Oh, did they tell you that? Well, they're going to have some answering to do.
No matter who says there was no widespread fraud in the election, whether it's local election officials, secretaries of state, judges, or even Donald Trump's own attorney general, Mike Lindell's conclusion is the same. They are all wrong.
All these county officials are lying.
I don't know. They might be misconstrued. We'll say misconstrued because they don't realize what happened.
Lindell says his information comes from multiple sources, all of them super secret. He claims he spent millions on the project and also claims he will give $5 million to anyone who proves him wrong.
Wait, you can make up anything.
Who can? No, you can't. This is where.
You are
This is
just
where.
going to have
No.
demonstration.
No. This is where you're wrong. We're giving it to we're giving it to the cyber people that show up. We're going to give them each state. Here's a state, Georgia. They can take it apart.
You could possibly be the victim of a scam here.
Well, then why don't you come to the symposium and make $5 million? Are you worried about me? We should give a hug. You're worried about money. Oh, God bless you.
Here's what we're worried about. We're worried that what you are doing is mistakenly or deliberately destroying the confidence in the legitimate elected president of the United States and fostering what could be real damage.
I never said
this
anything
country.
bad about Biden or the Democrats.
You have through this investigation.
Hold it up. You're lying now. You're lying. I said the Democrats warned us. No, you're lying.
You're saying that Joseph Biden was illegitimately elected.
I'm saying that China did an attack on our country
and that the wrong person won.
That's right. The people.
China. China. Oh my God. People, someone help Lindell out, man. He needs help. They need help. Oh my God, that is so funny. You see. And this is what happens when people follow this guy's path, or people follow anyone's path that have no knowledge whatsoever of what's going on. And if you don't have this much of intelligence, you would follow that path, and you would do the same thing that happened January 6th, the insurrection in Washington D.C. That would happen again if people keep on following the fallacy of people like this. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's a fallacy. It's a man who wants to get under Trump's because Lindell is a nobody. He's lost millions of dollars. Fox didn't even want to. He bought airtime for Fox, and Fox told him no. So he's mad at Fox. He's mad at Fox, and not only he's mad at Fox. The people that were watching Fox, they're mad at Fox because Fox turned around. Now they're with the vaccine. Now they're saying all these things about COVID. Now they're acknowledging COVID is for real, and now they're turning on Fox. Now they're going to Newmax. So what? That just tells you that these people, they just want to hear what they want to hear. They want to hear. They want to hear the fact that the elections were stolen. You can tell these people, or these followers, you can tell them, you can show them facts. You can show them facts that the election was not stolen. All right, you can show them that, and they still will say no, it was stolen. You can show them facts. This is like, back in the days when an African American was accused of a crime and all evidence pours against him. They had no evidence that this person committed this crime. But yet, with a white jury, they convicted him because he was black. Same things here. You can tell these people that there was no evidence. It just said it right there. A Republican-led committee. Okay, all these people that did these audits that you saw on CNN were Republicans, not no Democrats, not no nothing. It was Republicans. They said there was no fraud. You see? So you cannot go by what people say, man. People don't trust everybody. Don't trust nobody. I'm trusting you. That's all you can do is trust yourself. Because it's chaotic. It really is chaotic. It really is. It's funny how this guy goes back and forth and he'll tell you, yeah. It is true, but it's not even true. You know, they even say that Trump's gonna come back in 2021. I mean, this man should just leave the country. Just leave the country alone. Do what you do best, what you so say do best, and do your own real estate because this man has divided this country so much that it's not even funny. You know, I'm all for equal pay. I mean, there are things that I do like about Donald Trump that I would agree on. That's for another show. But, and he had good ideas. He had good ideas to a certain point. But then when you go to that Looney Bean, the infrastructure bill that never happened. Never had a Medicare bill. That never happened. He just talked. A lot of things that he said was going to do, he didn't do. He did the little political things that he did do. He brought the embassy to Israel. That he did do. Wow, big deal. He got 3 or 4 nations of Islam to come together and talk. Wow, big deal. Okay? But what matters the most, that's what he didn't get done. I believe if he would have chosen the right people, if Donald Trump would have chosen the right people, instead of choosing these rich people, but if he would have chosen the right people, then maybe Donald Trump would have done something good. Then maybe he could have gone down in history as the best president. Because when you're president, you want to get your people. Okay? You want to get the best, the creme of the creme, right? Why would you put Ben Carson to be head of HUD? When Ben Carson is a neurosurgeon, he has no idea what HUD is all about. He has no idea how to work with people for HUD. He has no idea how to give vouchers or who to give vouchers to. Then you got Du Bois. She has no idea into the education system. The woman is worth $500 million. The whole entire cabinet that Donald Trump first got when he first got in there were all rich. They're all rich, all millionaires. He got the owner of the New York Jets to be an attaché. Send them away for 4 years to be an attaché. Why? If you're gonna be president of the United States and he claims that he's the best of the best, then you get the best of the best. You don't get rich people. You get someone who's been in HUD, who knows about HUD, who knows what the people of HUD needs. That's what you do. That's who you get. You get the best person that's in your defense system. You get your best person is going to be your Secretary of State. You're going to get your best person who's going to be that has been there for education, who knows how to turn things around. Because we're living in time that our education system is not the best. All right, policing is not the best. So those are the people that you have to get. You have to get people who are willing to go that extra mile. You cannot expect, look, put it this way, you cannot expect someone rich to care for you. You can't do that. That's never going to happen. But you can expect someone who's poor, who's been there, to care for you, even in the position of power. You get me? Because he can be the president of the United States. Because I tell you one thing though. One of the good things that I did, one good thing that I did like about him, about Donald Trump, is that one point that he has is that you have a lot of people who come to this country and they have 1, 2, 3, 4 kids all at one time, one after the other, and those people become American citizens. So what happens is that the people become American citizens. Their parents were able to get food stamps, to get Medicaid for those kids because they are American citizens. In some countries, you can look it up, if you're there illegally and you have a kid in that country, your child would not be a citizen of that country. Simple as that. So you see a lot of people, I see a lot of women who got 5 kids, one right after the other, like, wow. And then they have 5 here, walking and they have another one in the belly. She said, wow, that's a lot of kids. You know, I'm all for people being in this country here legally. I'm all for this country. I'm all for this country's growth legally. I'm against helping other countries in a sense that we can't be policing everybody. We're spending too much money on countries that we don't need to. When we should be spending money on our own people. Our education system is horrible. We have $1.3 trillion in student debt that should be forgiven. Because if you forgive the student debt and those $1 trillion, because the United States is never going to recoup $1.3 trillion. Our debt right now, I want to show you what our debt is. We have, let me see. You see something, the USA is down. Okay. Our debt right now, as you and I are speaking, is 27,203,384,382,939. So that's 27 trillion. This 27 trillion, guys, that will never, ever, ever, ever get paid. Not in my lifetime, not in your lifetime, not in nobody's lifetime. That's $27 trillion. So you got $27 trillion right in debt, right? Then you have people who are poor, who are on the streets, can't afford a house. The United States don't do anything for them. A pandemic comes, you want to give money to the poor, you can't do that because they say it's too much money. But yet, both Republicans and Democrats are millionaires. Most of them are. If they got money, most of these Republicans got money. And they say to themselves, you know what? That's too much money. That's adding more to the debt. So what? $27 trillion, you're going to have one more trillion. You think that's going to do it? That's tickle money. It's not going to be paid. It's not. So why not help the people? You know, why don't you collect all those billions and billions of dollars that other countries owe us for defending them? We have a great ally with Kuwait, with Saudi Arabia. Look how much Saudi Arabia owes us, and not owe us per se, the United States of America, the government. Just look it up, and you're going to see how much the debt from Saudi Arabia is to the United States. You're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked. You know, so it's a lot of things that go on that, you know, that we complain, you know, that the Republicans, this Democrats, that look, at the end of the day, it's your money. At the end of the day, you do what you want to do with it, right? But they'll come tell me that that the United States cannot help out the poor when they're helping other countries out. When they have, like, what Barack Obama did with that $3 billion, whatever the case may be, money to Iran, I would never give Iran that much money. I wouldn't even give money at all to Iran. Why? Because they're building nuclear bombs? Well, then you tell them, you bomb one bomb, just like this. You press one button, and a bomb comes after you, and one of those bombs leaves your country. We're coming after you. We're not coming after your people. We're not killing nobody else. We're not killing no innocent people. We're coming after you. You and your regime. Plain and simple. You don't have to give Iraq $5 billion for nothing. For nothing. You know, giving countries money for stupid shit, it's not worth it. You know, but it is what it is. It's what people like. Have you guys seen the Suicide Squad? It's a bomb. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. Create a poll. That's it. Well, today's Friday, boy. So there you go. That was all I wanted to talk. I wanted to give Mike Lindell 24 minutes of his time. I just want you to dwell on that. Dwell on that. that before you take Donald Trump's side, before you take Joe Biden's side, before you take Michael Lindell's side, before you take anybody else's side, do your research. Okay? Today, someone sent me from TikTok about how the Pfizer CEO. Oh, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna show it to you right now. Look, this was sent to me today, so you know I'm not lying. Okay. This is from today. Wait.
We are being. So let me get this straight. We are being told that the vaccine is safe. Look at this. CEO of Pfizer was not allowed to travel because he was not fully vaccinated. So if the CEO of the company, or one of the companies that is producing the vaccine, has not taken it, what does that tell you? And please don't tell me that the government's telling the truth, because
you see. So before I commented on that, I did the research. That was from March. And he did have the vaccine. He had one vaccine. He needed a second vaccine. Then after that, they just didn't go. But that's just to show you from March. They're showing that now, so people can say, you know what? The people from Pfizer don't do it. So why should we? And that just grows fear into people instead of doing the research. So when he sent me this, I make sure that look, every time he sends me something, I always do a research. Because I got late from work where and I started watching my game. But tomorrow, I'm going to do it. What's tomorrow's theme? What tomorrow? What should we do tomorrow? You tell me, Rayuz. What should we do? So I want to do it like a late night, like Jimmy Fallon beat. Like I got a lot of people, but Saturday's kind of hard because everybody's going to be outside. Plus, it's winter. It's summertime, so people are not going to watch me. It's Friday night, like, oh, there's two people. Yo, who's that person who keeps? Yo, have you noticed that every time I put up a video, someone puts a thumb down? Like they literally have nothing better else to do and say, let me put this thumb down. Like if that's gonna piss you off, like if that's gonna get me, oh man, he put a thumb down. That doesn't faze me at all, bro. At all. Because all that does is that when you put the thumb down, and if you stood there for a few seconds, then you give me a view. Alright? And even putting that thumb down, it's letting the algorithm know that someone was on YouTube. Probably one of those Omi era things, or it could be Omi himself. I don't know if YouTube tells you who's your subscribers, but they don't tell you who gave you a thumbs up or thumbs down. Not that I care. But hey, I tell people, some people, they get upset because some people be leaving some mean comments. And in the world of media, I'm the type of person that I'm like a duck. I let things roll for me. So if you say bad things about me, probably secret likes me. If you say bad things about me, it does not bother me at all. Because I know that I'm exposing myself to you guys. I know that by exposing myself, you're going to have people who are going to say mean things about me. And if I cannot handle those mean words, then I shouldn't be doing this. Because no matter how good you are, there's always going to be someone that's going to try to bring you down. And that's the plain truth. So those are the people that I laugh at and I like, yeah, you're misery loves company. And you know that. Who was it I saw? I saw a girl on TikTok the other day that she cried because someone was saying mean things about her on TikTok. Man, you gotta let those things go by. I mean, it is what it is. You're a TikToker now. You know, people are not gonna agree with you. Some people may agree with you, and some people don't. And for those, you could be. You know how many times I've been told, "Oh, you got Omi was the one that said, "Oh, Gio, you got HIV and blah 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 blah." He tried to bring me down because I have HIV. I'm like, you stupid fat fuck. You think that's gonna bring me down? That's how ignorant you are. You have to bring that up. It's like, is that's gonna piss me off, or that's gonna get me angry, or is that gonna make me sad? No, no. There's very, very, very little things that get me sad. Very, very. Chim. What is that? What was your name again? Chimbi. Chill B is not here today. How was your day, Rayush? Doesn't school start in your country soon? Yeah, it's a weird. Like I said, my brother got COVID on Tuesday. Well, yesterday I think it was. So he's doing pretty good, and he is fully vaccinated. You know, and you have people. Oh, school starts in 2 weeks. Cool. You have people who say, well, if you're fully vaccinated, then you shouldn't. I mean, you shouldn't be getting it. No, that's not true. You're fully vaccinated. All it means is you're vaccinated. The odds of you getting it, they say, it's small. The one thing that I did see that it's Biden inside thought, they called him out for it today. That he said that a few weeks ago, he said that if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. And someone told him that. He said, no, I didn't say that. And yes, he did say that. A man of that stature should be leery at what you say. You start a week before the students do so you can get all your stuff together. Are you guys all gonna be vaccinated? Are you vaccinated yet? Because people here are crying foul when hospitals say to their staff they have to get vaccinated. When the job says they have to get staff, no, so you're not vaccinated, then the staff has to get vaccinated. Or when the job tells you have to get vaccinated, they want to sue. You can't sue. It's the job. If the job tells you have to get vaccinated, then you have to get vaccinated. That's the law. Well, it's not the law. It's their rule. Your appointment is next week for the first one or your second one? Well, your first one. Second, okay. That's cool. Let's see something. Look at that. COVID, put it this way. That's not bad. In Canada, Canada's had 1,444,000 people have had COVID, and 1.4 have recovered. That's like 95% of you people. And only 26,658 deaths. Now I want to see something. Okay. All right, so Canada has 37 million people, 37.7. according to the 2020 census. So that's 37 million people. Only 1.44. I think that's not even a percent. But what it tells you is that they've been taking care of it. Well, a lot of nurses in your city are about to get fired. Because like I said, if everybody wore a mask for a good 2 weeks to 3 weeks, we wouldn't have this. Because the virus has no place to go. It needs a host. It needs a host. So without a host, it won't survive. So if everybody put on their mask and the virus is up in the air, it can only last for so long in the air, and then it dies out. The only thing about that is that, if it's in the air and it gets in your clothes, when you get into your house, do you get it? Should you wash your clothes real quick once you get in the house? So all those nurses that don't want to get vaccinated in your city are going to get fired. I don't know how the law is in Canada, so I can't say. I don't know how tough Trudeau is. I don't know. I'm very picky with that. I don't think that we need a vaccine passport. You get your vaccination, you take your kids to school, you let them know that you got your shots. That's cool. China has something like that. That they give you a little card, and whenever you go, you pass it through, and you go through. But I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's going to work here. I don't like that idea either. I don't think you need a passport to show that you're vaccinated. I think that's a stupid idea. I mean, you get the vaccine. If you want to carry the card with you and they say you're sure that you got vaccinated, boom, fine, no problem. But that just brings a lot of problems. Even though the government knows where you're at because we have this on, right? But I don't think a vaccination passport is a good idea. I wouldn't allow. Me personally, if I had a choice to vote for it, I would vote for that no. What up, Mob Squad? Well, Mr. Pillar Guy, that's right. I would vote. I would vote against that. That's getting now that's getting way too personal into our lives. So wherever you want to go somewhere, oh, they know this guy's here. Oh, they know this guy's here. Like I said, they already know you're here. They already know you're here by your phone. Once you turn on your phone, once your phone is on, the government, the NSA, knows where you're at. Every conversation that comes out of this phone or of any cell phone, it's being recorded. So if they want to say you said something, blah, 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 say on the phone that you're going to do something to the president of the United States over this phone. See how fast it'll go to your house. Yeah, what up, Mob? So that's not getting a good idea. That's not a good idea. That's like when Bill Gates. That's when Bill Gates said. That's when Bill Gates proposed that people should get chipped so people can know when that is so ridiculous. There are few jobs. Say this out. There are few jobs out there that the companies tell you have to be chipped. So you be chipped. With the chip you can clock in. With the chip you can clock out. With the chip you can buy food from the vending machine. Shit like that. No, I don't think so. You ain't putting shit on me. Hell no. No. I don't care what it is. You might as well kill me because that's going way beyond the power of any government. That's going beyond the power of any, because these jobs do it because they say if you don't get shit, and then you can't work here. But who's behind that chip? It's a big ass company that's paying this company to have its employees chip because they want to see how the chip works. They want to see how the chip does, so they can say, you know what, we tried it on people, it works marvelously. Now we can try it, and now we can go to the broader market and we can go out there and sell it. No, that's not a good thing to do. Tomorrow, I think tomorrow that's going to be our topic: COVID passport. Yes, it is. It is getting ridiculous. Oh, this passport here, passport there. Now they want you to. Now they're talking about in Israel. Israel is talking about that they're going to get the elderly a booster shot. I'm not doing a booster shot. I did what I did because of my condition, but I'm not getting no more booster shot. Now you're going beyond. Now you're telling me that we need a booster shot for what? For your company to make more money? We're being tracked regardless, everywhere. Put it in. A lot of people don't know this. But turn off your phone, right? Turn on the phone. I'm not even turning it off. Uninstall Facebook and install Facebook again. And right before you're gonna put your information, right before you go on Facebook, it'll say, "Do you give permission for Facebook to see your data, to see your messages, to see your videos, to record your videos, to hear your conversation, to make phone calls?" That is true. That's the permission that you're giving Facebook. A lot of people don't read it, but it's there. Look at the power that you're giving Facebook. That's a lot. And when, like what you said, we're being traded by social media, unless you're using a VPN, banking. That's why a lot of websites don't like VPNs. Well, you know, VPNs are good, but you can always go around VPN. VPN's not even that secure. You have to have a good VPN. When you hack, they hack with VPNs, but they have awesome VPNs. Let me see something. Not all VPNs. You have to have a good VPN to be secure. If you download one of those VPNs that says free VPN, your security is not that great. It's still good, but it's not as great as you're paying for a monthly VPN. It depends what you use, which VPN. Okay, look. This is exactly. Look, this is what you're giving Facebook permission to. I got it right here. Camera. You're giving Facebook. I'm gonna put this one deny. You're giving access for this app to allow only when using camera. I'm gonna put this deny. Your contacts. You allowing them to go into your contacts. Okay. Microphone. Only when you use, you could only while using the app, ask every time or deny. But deny. Phone. You allow them to access your phone. See all apps with this phone. I'm gonna put that deny. They got your camera. Okay, the phone, microphone, camera, the contacts, your location. Location is always good to turn off when you have kids because even a pedophile can pinpoint through Facebook or whatever the kid may be can pinpoint where your kid is at through its location. So you're giving these people a lot of time. You're giving them a lot, and then we cry. Oh, the government prize that the government does this and the government does that. But yeah, you're giving these big corporations permission to enter your home. The cameras that you have on your laptop, when you're not using your laptop, cover it. Oh, he did. Mark Zuckerberg did. But can you imagine having just the thought of having someone in a Facebook office watching you, doing whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's good or bad. So because you know there is, which you have someone has nothing else but else to do. Well, let's go to watch, and they just press one button. It's you. One button. It's me. One button is this person. One button is that person. It's just creepy to know that we live in a society that they can do that. Look at those Ring cameras a few months ago, maybe 6-7 months ago, where they were being hacked and people were watching kids in their room and they were talking to the kids. And the mother was like, who is he talking to? She listened to it. And someone hacked that baby's, Ring camera. I don't know if it was Ring or the camera. And it's kind of scary. It's scary. Like Amazon now has with Alexa that if you don't turn off Alexa or you don't turn part of Alexa, they want you to share your Wi-Fi. So if you don't have if your Wi-Fi is not that good, then your equipment that you're using for the Ring, for the camera, will lock in to your neighbor's Wi-Fi, and that's not good. That's not good. That's why it's important to keep your Wi-Fi private, because if anyone gets to get a hold of your laptop, not even your laptop, if anyone, let's just say they're around your area and you have your Wi-Fi open, and they open up a pornography site for child pornography, even though it's not in your computer, but it's through your server. It's to your IP. And if it's not private and then you leave it public, anyone can use it, you can get in trouble because you're like, I didn't use it. So you always have a code. And try to always change your code every 2 months or every 3 months, because hackers can hack it, So always change it to something that you can remember. Don't leave it always the same. Showing off our lives is glorified. TikTok. I like showing me to you guys because it's a story. I've known TikTokers, not know me personally, but I've seen them, how they tell their stories of how their boyfriends cheated on them, or how their wives cheated on them. To me, it's pathetic that you have to go that low to tell thousands of people how your ex-boyfriend cheated on you or how your wife cheated on you. My first wife cheated on me, but I'm not gonna go on YouTube and say, "Yo, G, this girl did this." No, because that's nobody's business. If I don't know how to deal with it internally, and that shit happened 10 years ago, and I'm still talking about it now, that means I've never forgotten. There are certain things, yes, I do want to share with people. What I've been through, my life experiences, my alcoholism, what it is to live with HIV. Those things, yeah, because I can help. Hopefully, that can help somebody out. But you don't tell everything to everybody, because when you do that, people throw it in your face. That's why you never tell a girl, "Yo, you had a girl," because girls got a memory like a computer. All right, this is the girl's trait. You going out with your girl, right? And your girl be like, "Hey, baby, let me ask you a question. With how many girls did you sleep with? And you gotta be cautious. You gotta be very, very cautious because this is a trick question. And you say, well, maybe 5. Because if you say 20, because some guys are like that. Some guys are like, damn, baby, I had like 30 or 40 girls just to show off. Like, damn, you a slut, blah, blah. But a man like I'd be like 5, 5. Like, okay, 5. That's not bad. And they'd be like, well, do you remember the first one? That's where you get it wrong. Because when you say the first one, let's say your first girl, his name is Brenda, right? So your first girl that you had sex with was Brenda. 10 years can go by. You have an argument with your wife or your girlfriend. You know what's the first name that's going to come out? Brenda. Why don't you go back out with Brenda? Why don't you have Brenda give you head? Why don't you have Brenda have sex with you? Have that bitch do your shit. Have that bitch do your laundry. And that shit was like from 10 to, you did this shit 20 years ago. You told her 10 years ago, and she's bringing it back 10 years. See, that's why you can't, certain things you just can't say. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with sharing your feelings. I'm not saying that. But you got to know who to share it with. Because those same feelings that you share, some people may throw it back at you in your face, and you're gonna feel more messed up than what you did before. Okay? I had my baby's first mom. When we were together, she cried all the time. And I asked her, baby, Vicky, it was Vicky. I said, Vicky, why do you cry so much at nighttime? And she told me, she said, because my dad molested me and my mom didn't believe me. And that's why her and her mom were always at each other's throat, because her mom didn't believe her, and that's why she rebelled a lot. Because when a child tells you that, and your mother takes the man's side instead of the child's side, or even say, you know what, let me further investigate this, and then that's something different. What's up, Melissa Baez? Hit that like button. So a lot of people like that. A lot of kids get molested, and their parents don't believe them. Most molestation happens from within the family. That's why I never let my daughter sit next to my uncle's lap. I mean, on my brother's lap, on my father's lap. You want to touch my daughter, you touch it from up here. That's it. I don't let my kids sit on nobody's lap just because of that reason. So sharing is good, because yes, sharing, people do need to share. People need, people need to vent, because holding that inside you is not good. I understand all that, but you can share this and then go, okay, my baby's daddy did this, and then do a little TikTok. Oh, then when my baby daddy did, you got 20 different videos of your baby's daddy. Don't you just need one? It happens, Melissa. It happens. What makes a mother not believe her son or daughter that her son or daughter was molested? What makes them believe that happens? That happens in a lot of Spanish and Black communities. That our parents don't believe it, and for what reason is that? Is that we don't know. I mean, now to think about it, it's something to think about. If you tell, if maybe not now, but back in the days, if you say, "Hey, mom, Uncle D molested me," no, he didn't. My brother would never do that. Are you crazy? Oh, no, this or no that. Oh, your dad would never do that. Your dad's not that type of person. He would never do that. So instead of saying, really, that really happened, you can't say to your Uncle D. She cannot go to her own brother D and say, yo, D, my daughter said you molested her. No, you can't do that, because D's going to deny it. You can't go to your husband and say, yo, my daughter said that you molested her. So now you have to investigate. Yes, but denial, what you're doing with that denial is that you're putting that child in more than one in danger. Number two, that child will never, ever love you the way you deserve to be loved. Because then 20 years from now, then your mother's gonna be crying, saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. I should have believed you when I had the chance. I should have believed that you said the truth." Because something happened now, you don't want to die. Now you believe in me. But when I told you this 20 years ago, you didn't believe me. Why? This is what I did, and I'm showing you my story. My daughter told me one time that my nephew and her that he tried to do something with my daughter. I said, "Oh, really? Are you sure that this happened?" "Yeah, okay." I called my brother. I called him and said, "I want you to bring your son over." I brought my nephew over, and I said, "You know what? She said that you try to do this. Is that true, bro?" "No, Uncle G, blah, blah, blah." And my brother was right there. And then my brother was like, blah, 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 blah. But what I did, I confronted both of them. Okay? Because when you confront both of them, either they can be lying or they can be saying the truth. But if you confront them separately, they're going to tell you something. They're going to tell you two different things. So that's what I did. If my daughter would have come up to me and said that my brother molested my daughter, I would have taken my daughter and I would have said, "I want you to tell me what you just told me. And I don't want you to be scared. I want you to tell me what you told me." She said, "Oh, yeah, Daddy, Uncle whatever molested me." "Are you sure?" "Okay." That's where it ends, right there and then. And you said, Melissa, you said you told your mom and your mom didn't believe you? That must hurt. Yeah, she did have a lot of courage. I gotta congratulate her on that because a lot of kids at 4 or 5 years old, they don't talk. And that's where you're supposed to have that open relationship with your kids, so your kids can tell you these things and you believe your kids. That's why I don't know. That's what this is another thing. I don't even understand why a woman goes out there, brings a guy that she just met from the street, brings him upstairs to the house to do whatever it is that they did, and have him live there. You don't know this guy from a hole in the wall, and you're bringing in strangers into your home. God forbid something happens to that child. And if you have seen on Ryu's, I don't know if you have, but in this country, there's been a lot of ex-boyfriends who have killed their girlfriend's kids. You don't bring a guy to your house that you don't know, and even if you don't bring him to your house because, oh, it's easier for me. No, you don't know what that person's all about. If you want to do your own shenanigans, then get a motel. If you want to do your own shenanigans, do it at his house. But you never, and this is my rule, you never, when you're alone, you never bring a guy to your house unless you're absolutely sure that's the guy, you've known the guy. But you can never say you know the guy because you never say you know everybody, and that's it. But when you have a child, a boy or a girl, you don't bring strangers to your house. Oh, we've been together for a month. A month is shit. Well, I feel sorry. I'm sorry about that, Melissa, that your mom didn't protect you. And that happens a lot in the Hispanic and Black community that our parents, though, for some reason, they don't believe us. They don't. I was molested once when I was a child. My mom used to let me. I was going to a friend's house. We were playing baseball, and she would let me go to this man's house because his godson, which was my age, was like 12 years old, was going too. And I didn't think about it until I got to be an adult. Even if it was my godson, if you're not there or someone adult that you know is not there, you don't send your kids nowhere. Well, that's something that's something good to do a video on, because there are a lot of girls and boys out there who are affected by molestation. I saw a guy, and I'm not shitting you, I saw it on TikTok, where the white American guy went to Haiti, did a lot of good things for Haiti, but yet he was molesting the kids in Haiti. And the people didn't believe those kids because this man was doing so good for Haiti or for that village of Haiti that no one wanted to do anything until finally someone did. He's now in the States. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he got sentenced. I think he got sentenced today or last Friday. One of these 2 Fridays. 20-some odd years in prison. You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like, in what world, in what fantasy world do you get that having sex with a minor is attractive? In what world? I mean, with so many prostitutes out there in the world that they're willing to play out your fantasy? Of course, children are blessings and they need a protection. That's why I said before, I never let my daughter sit on my father's lap. I never let my daughter sit on my on my brother's lap. Nobody, on no man's lap. Nobody. I wouldn't even carry him. Because that same reason, he may be my brother, he may be my father, but I don't know. I don't know what he got in here. I don't know what thoughts goes in his head. And when they say, I would never do that. That's my niece. I would never do that. That's my granddaughter. Okay. That's so much bullshit. Yeah. Look at R. Kelly. Oh, you have 2 grandkids that you're raising? Well, God bless you. What happens to your daughter or to your son? So what happens to baby's mom? So what happens? So is it your grandkids from your son or from your daughter? Addiction. Kind of sad. Well, hopefully they'll come out of that addiction and they'll realize that there are more important things in life than drugs, and that hopefully your daughter comes out on top, because hopefully this is a phase. I wish that I had people like that I can talk to right next to me so I can tell them what the effects of drug is. I can tell them, because there's no difference between my alcoholism and someone using drugs. There really isn't. My ex-alcoholism. So it's just sad. It's sad. Hopefully she'll come around. Hopefully she'll come around and say, you know what, enough is enough. It also depends the people she's with, who she's hanging out with, because the people you carry yourself with. I don't want to have grandkids. I'm too young. I'm 49. Look how cute I am. Look how cute I am. And then I had gray hair. Having grandkids they're gonna be a pain. They're gonna wear me down. But Grandpa, when I had grandkids, I'm gonna say, what? I'm gonna say, yo, you know what? Don't you ever call me Grandpa. It's Gio. Once I reach 70 years old, then you can call me Grandpa. Until then, it's Gio. I am young, 49 years old to be a grandfather? That's way too young. No. That's way too young. Look, Gataidi, she's my wife, and we've never had kids. God, can you imagine me now? If we would have had kids, our baby would have been maybe 10 years old. Could you imagine having a 10-year-old kid running around here at my age? Gio, dad. No. No, they will not call me grandpapa. No, nothing with grand. It's going to be Gio. Gio. It's going to be Gio until I reach the age of 70. Once I reach the age of 70, then they can call me grandpa. Abu Gio. No, Abu Gio. So walks away. Abu Gio. Papa, no, nothing has to relate. Look, I'm too old to become a parent, okay? I'm too old to be a grandfather. I'm too young, Tim say. I'm too young. No. I had my first daughter at 22. My second was at 28. I never had kids younger than that because I was not prepared to have kids. I chose not to. And I'm not that irresponsible. But with my first baby's mother, I wanted her to be the mother to my kids. And she knows that. My second daughter was because through marriage, you have a marriage, you do want to have kids. You want to form a family. I'm in my wife now. We got the 80s. We've tried, but we couldn't. And it's best that way because you get to today's raising the kids today is not easy. You were a grand at 42. Oh my God, no. That's way too young for me. Grandpa G, no, Ryu, nothing with a grandpa. What's wrong with you? Papi Gio, no. You girls are killing me. Not for that. One of these kids are gonna get a girl, or my daughter's gonna get pregnant, and that's gonna happen. You see? Hex you girls. Papa Gio. No, Gatairi. I can't. I have aspirations. I have things to do. Can't do it with grandkids. Let me do what I have to do first, and then I have grandkids. I know my kids are old enough to have kids, but they're not going to have kids because they're old enough to have kids, but they're young enough to have kids. See, but that's the whole thing, Melissa. I don't want to take care of my grandkids because I know them. Oh, Dad, I'm going to go out. Will you take care of them? Oh, Dad, I want to go on vacation. Can you take care of them? Oh, Dad, and blah. No. I ride solo. Now, if you want to give your kids to me and I'll raise them my way, and then you guys just leave, there'll be no TV, no nothing electronically. Raise them, I'll do that. But no. Oh, that's cool. 32 is good. I think once you reach the age of 25 and up, I think that's a good time to have a kid. 32 is a great time to have kids. I think that's a good age too. Because you're mature. I would like to believe that you're mature at 32. I have a bunch of grands. Girl, you're gonna be a great grandmother soon. What are you even doing here? You're supposed to be in an old age home. Okay, let me see what state you're in so I can find you a good old age home for Grandma Baez. Oh no, Melissa Bees. No, you are, because you had your first kid at 20. So that means at 18. That means at 38 you could be 38, 20, and then at 38, 18. At 50, you could be a great grandma. And by the time you're 70 years old, you're gonna be a great grandma. Can you imagine? I had to see a picture of you. See, I'm gonna stay looking this cute. All right, not gonna be no Abu Gio, not gonna be no Papa Gio, not gonna be no Grandpa Gio, not gonna be none of those Grandpa G, none of that. Look at that. And you're gonna decide, I can't say that's too young. I mean, those are nowadays. Those are kids having kids. By the time he's 36, your son, his son is 18. All right. So that means that at the age of 40, not even then, at he's 30, he'll be 36, 18. So let's say 20, let's say at the age of 34, your son can be a kid. Because at 12, once puberty hits, the way kids are doing it nowadays, you can be a father at 14. So he'll be 34 when he becomes a father. He could be. I'm not saying he will. No, I'm not being a smart aleck. I'm being truthful. When you're good, when you're this good looking, you cannot let that pass by because you want to be a grandfather. No. Yeah, my wife says when my daughter was gonna have her first child, she lost her baby. My wife was like, "Oh, the kid's gonna call you Abu Gio." I said, "No, he's not gonna call me Abu Gio. Call me Abu Gio. I'm gonna smack him. It's gonna be Gio, Gio. No Abu, no nothing that has to do with Grandpa." I will take him. I will sit him down, and I will say, "Yo, you and I are gonna have a serious conversation. I know you're only a year old, but you are not allowed to call me these names. And if you call me these names, I'm gonna have to beat you down. I'm gonna beat you down with your Pampers. I'm gonna beat you down with your baby wipes. Okay? I'm gonna take your pacifier and hide it. So if any of you call me any of those names, you ass out. You Nana." Yeah, most kids call their grandma. They don't call them grandma. At least here in the United States, it's usually Nana. Hi Nana. Hi Nana. My sister is 51. She's already a grandmother. She just, you see, 1, 2, 3, 4. She had like 5, 6 grandkids. My nephew just had his daughter last week. You have a friend who's 25, so she had her when she was 12. That's either was rape or incest. I don't know. I'm assuming. Well, I had my sister. No, she's my stepsister. She had her first baby. I think she was 11. When she was 11. When my sister was 11 years old, my stepsister, when she was 11 years old, she had her first child. It is what it is. Now my sister's a great grandmother. A great grandmother. You know that you just saying the word. I don't care how young you are. Just saying the word grandfather makes you look old. And then you put great grandfather, that even makes you look older. And you put great. Oh man! All I can say is this: when I become a grandfather, I'm gonna be the coolest grandfather there is. That is true. I might spoil the little brat, but I'm gonna be a cool grandfather. Okay? But until then, there's not gonna be no little rugrat running around here calling me Grandpa Gio or Abu Gio or none of that crap. I stand firm. The king has spoken. And you do know that God has a sense of humor, right? God forbid if Mrs. Gatairi's over there comes out pregnant at 50 years old that I will be. When I say I'm going to go get milk, that means I'm going to go get milk and I come back. So I'm way too old to be a grandfather again. Call you OG. OG, what up? Now I want to live like I'm gonna turn 50 August, September, October, November, 3 more months, 3.5 months. I'll be 50 years old. I want to keep this beauty, bro. No, Melissa, just in case you think that I'm conceited, no, I'm not conceited. I just, one, I like to joke, and number two, I have a lot of confidence on myself. When I was a kid, I didn't talk to girls because of that. November 20, I'll be 5-0. So that means the gates of heaven are going to open. A loud voice from God is going to come down and say, my son, it is your birthday today. I am pleased with you. Boom. That's the way it's going to happen. Oh, your grandpa, a year? It's going to be a year, November 9th. November's a cool month to be born. I like November. It's right before Christmas. You got Thanksgiving if you celebrate that crap. You know. That's what they say. If you believe in that, Scorpio, if you believe in signs and astrology and all that, yes, I'm a Scorpio. They say Scorpios are good lovers. They're very loyal, and they're vindictive. I don't know. That's what it says. That's what it says. Scorpion. You think that we Scorpios are feisty? Okay, if I was to believe, if I was to believe in that, I would say our Scorpions were very romantic. We're headstrong. We know what we want, and we go after what we want. Unfortunately, that doesn't work that way. You know, when I was a kid, I was growing up, I was too shy to talk to girls, so I didn't get the girl that I really wanted. The girl that I wanted, she didn't want me, and the girl that wanted me, I didn't want her. Go figure that one out. But the one that I didn't want was much more cuter than the one I wanted, and they were cousins, but I didn't know they were cousins though. So if you was to believe in that astrology stuff, you know, I one time went to with my sister, and we went to a psychic, and the psychic is talking to my sister and blah 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 blah, and I'm in the living room, I'm in the kitchen, like I am now, and the psychic had so many medicine bottles. I don't know if it was a husband or whatever it may be. And I said, let me ask you a question. If your wife was a psychic or whatever the case may be, she was unable to tell you that she was going to be this sick? I mean, she is a psychic, supposed to know these things before it happens. Think about that. You're in Aries, ultra feisty. What about you, Rayuz? What are you? Rayuz is, I don't know, what is a confident? Which son is confident? Because when she writes down, she always writes that she's a confident woman. She seems to be a confident woman. Oh, you were born April 6th. Oh, one of my best friends, she was born April 6th. April 6th, 1977, something like that. 77, 78. Well, that was cool. Yep. I can't even fake being confident. So you're not confident at all? And anything that you do, you're not confident? Your birthday's in May. So that makes you a what? Pisces? I know it passed. Duh. No, I'm asking Melissa, you're not confident? No, I said you can fake being confident. So you're saying that you're not confident. Nah, you gotta feel confident. You gotta feel confident. In anything that you do, feel confident. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Not even Mr. Magoo. I was like that until I reached a certain age and said, you know what? Freaking people either like me for who I am or they don't like me at all. You know, that's when my sense of humor started coming out. That's when my confidence in myself started coming out. That's when I said, you know, when I was a kid, I used to have a gap in my teeth and I didn't smile too much because of that. And when my dentist put the gap, my confidence came and I'm like, screw it. My wife tells me I'm conceited. And I'm like, I ain't conceited. I'm just confident. If I don't love me, no one's going to love me. So if I say I'm good looking, I'm good looking. You know, and to me, it doesn't bother me what other people say about me. If you say good things about me, thank you. If you say bad things about me, thank you too. Everybody has an opinion. You know, I'm not $100 bill, so you know. So there's an old saying in Spanish that says, "Todo lo que oro no brilla." You know, tú no le vas a hacerle un billete de 100 a nadie. It is what it is. Yeah, we need more people in here, but people are being cackaheads. We got Ryus. That said, "Baby G." And what Ryus had the audacity to call me? Wait, let me see this. Someone take her to court. You said Grandpa G. That's what she said. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Grandpa G. So expect a lawsuit from me, Ryus. And if Trudeau has anything to say, I'll punch him. Well, let me not say that because we're YouTube and they might. Anyway, you know what? Freaking let them take me up to Canada. Arrest me, have me in Canada. You come visit me and you give me some French food in a French portal. Like, yeah, Puerto Rican guys say we're gonna punch Trudeau. Trudeau goes pick him up. I'm like, well, that's a freedom of speech. That's what she's talking about. I need to expose myself more. I mean, I think if I expose myself in the street, that's illegal. I don't want to go to jail. I mean, learn how to do your wording, expose myself. Come on, Ryus. Oh, you love my gusto. Thank you. I want to see. I give a little more than girls than I do with guys, and I think because that's the way I was raised. I was raised in the Bronx, and most of my friends were girls. And I know, to be honest with you, when when I was talking to girls when I was growing up, I always respected them. They always told me the problems. They always told me what they went through, and that made me respect women even more. I even go as far as I one time had a girl who wanted to lose her virginity with me, and she said, "Gio, I want to lose her virginity with you. I want you to be the first." And I told her, that can't happen. I said, "Listen, thank you. I appreciate that you like me." We were going out. I said, "I appreciate that you like me, but I don't want to be the first person. I don't want to be that guy to take away that from you. I want that moment for you to be special. So when you do find that special person, let's you do it. But with me, I don't want to because I don't want it to be a one thing and then we break up. And no, I want it to be special. So you just hold on to that. We'll still go out. Don't worry about it." And she thanked me. Eat protein, fried cheese, and gravy. I cannot eat fried things. The doctor said that I have to eat a low salt because of my hypertension, high blood pressure. Yes, Melissa, she is Canadian. She is French, dressed as a Canadian citizen. She says she's Canadian because she's ashamed of France. Vive la France. She's ashamed of her croissant. She's ashamed of Napoleon Bonaparte. I know I ain't in the Bronx no more. I'm in North Carolina, but wherever I go, my Bronx go. Remember that, all right? You feel me? You feel me? I mean, I don't like salty food. I just like my food to taste good. To taste. I don't like dull food. I don't know why they even said that I have hypertension. I mean, high blood pressure because my blood pressure goes normal, goes up, it goes down. So I don't know. See, her first language is French. It's supposed to be English, but it's French. She's a spy among spies. So you gotta keep an eye on her. Gotta keep an eye on Ryu's. Yes. You're so sensitive to salty food. Well, there's a lot of you don't have to put salt. There's a lot of ways that you can season food without the salt. You don't need salt anyway because your body has salt. I know, well, whatever. That's right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? All right. If you ain't crip, you ain't down. You know what I'm saying? I can't even do this anymore because my arthritis don't let me. But I side though. I go like this. And Datae comes and she does it for me. She won't come here because she doesn't want to be on YouTube. But Miss Thing, like that, right? Miss Thing, something like that. I can't even look at that. Look at that. This is how bad my fingers are, arthritis-wise. Look, you see this? Look at this. It's crooked. This one is even more crooked. Look at that. So this is the most that I can close this fist. This is the most that I can close this fist because this finger won't let me. Lachance is French. Michael Lachance is French. Yes, laughing a lot. All of us are from France. You should get Ryu's. This is what Ryu's needs to do. Ryu's needs to get some of her Canadian friends to come on Geo Live. And Melissa, you need to get some. Where are you, Melissa? You see, she's in Maine. Dang, she's all the way up in Maine. Oh yeah, that's right. She's up in Maine. Melissa invited me the other day for the. So we gotta get some of Melissa's friends to join the King Geo show, so then we all can have something to talk about. And I didn't forget, Melissa told me that when I go over there, she's gonna take me boat fishing to catch some crabs. That's right, bling, throwing gang signs. You know what I'm saying? There you go. She's not too far from Canada, so you can go visit Ryu's. The Canadian. French, but Canadian. That's all right. We still love you even though you're French. Canadian. Right? Ooh, Canada. Why would I need a translator? I speak English. You speak English. She speaks English. See, if I was walking with you in Canada and you spoke to me in French and not English, I would spray you with a squirt gun. So everything you say in French, squirt gun. But Giovanni Babu, squirt gun. Yes, Melissa. Melissa has a son who works in a fishing boat, and her husband works in houses. He's a jack of all trades. Nova Scotia. Maine's a good city. It's a small city, but it's cold. Of course, I remember. I have a mind, a memory of an elephant. That's the only thing that's bad about me that I like and I don't like is that I remember too many things. I wish I could remember. I can forget the bad things, but I remember a lot of things people tell me. So yes, I do remember. Like I was saying, so Maine is nice, but Maine is cold. I was gonna move to Maine, but my wife said no, it's just too cold. I like places small. You know, I'm from New York. You get tired of New York. It gets boring. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's good. It's good and bad to a certain degree. You know, because sometimes you wanna forget something. You're like, oh man, and it stays stuck in your head. Like, why would I still want to remember this? Why? No, I know it's not always cold. You have your summer season and you have your cold season. I know that. But what I'm saying, when it gets cold, it gets cold. Like here, if you want more Canadian audience, you have to switch language. When I go to North Carolina, I won't speak English to you. And there we go again. You're gonna get squirted on with a squirt gun, with a Nerf squirt gun. So I want to put lemon juice on it. So I want to hit you in your eye. So every time you say something stupid that is not English, you're gonna get squirted on your mouth with real lemon, like that. Watch. But I didn't mention New York. But let me tell you something, sister. New York will forever be here. You know what I'm saying? So if I can be in Japan and New York is gonna be with me, the Bronx is gonna be with me. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, you can step off. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel me? All right. You're just jealous, Ryus. That's all. But I can understand that. I forgive you. It's not your fault. I forgive you. It's not your fault. Being raised in the jungles of Quebec is not easy. I understand. The education system up there in Quebec is not as adequate as the one here. San Gio a French Canadian meat pie. What the hell is that? Never heard of it. Does it taste good? Because if it doesn't taste good, Then I'm taking it back to Trudeau and say, Trudeau, this was given to me by a French lady from Canada. She says it tastes good. Melissa said it tastes good. And it tastes horrible. I'm looking into it. A French-Canadian meat pie. What does it consist of? I know about your food too. Croissant. Croissant. French bread. Look. Look. You think I'm lying? Look. What it says here? It says here, French bread. French bread. Do you have French bread in your house right now? I bet you don't, but I do. You see, I beat you. I even beat you with this damn bread. Thank you, Melissa. Take that to the bank, French girl. You remind me of the Pink Panther. Watch that movie. He's funny in the Steve Martin's funny in the Pink Panther. No. Really? It consists of meat? Shit, if it's a meat pie, I would hope it has meat. It has pork or beef, ground potato, spice in a crust. Okay. But I don't think Rayuz knows how to cook. So I don't think it'll come out that good. I will need a good French chef. Geo1, man, you know, if I was to immigrate to Canada, I'd be the sensation of Canada, baby. I'd be the eighth wonder of the world. Canadians would love me. Who knows? They might replace me, put me in charge instead of Trudeau. The Arcadians have Rappy Pie. Yes, make me a pie. They might have to go all the way to Maine and get one. She. You're always hungry. You don't get a belly like this if you're not hungry, bro. Alright? This took me hard work to get a belly this big. So yeah, you're always hungry. You got that right. You got that on the nose. I'm a hungry hippo. The Rapture. The pie, you know, I ate pie this afternoon, but it wasn't what you guys did, but I ate some pie. Told my wife to make some pie. Yeah. Pie, you're always hungry pie. That's right. So you girls should get some of your Canadian friends. Melissa, you get some of your Canadian friends, and we'll do this thing through not through Zoom. We'll do it through StreamYard, and we all get together and we have a meeting and we talk girl stuff, you know. And oh my God, it'll be great. It'll be great. We do a lot of things, you know. Let's see. I'm gonna look it up, see how it's done. Cause I could cook. I never done a pie before, but I do like beef. Can you mix it beef with pork, or it has to be one or the other? You can't have them both. Yes, you can polish our nails. Yes, I do need it colored. Yes. Oh my. When is the next cooking video? Soon. I'm gonna do some ribs this week and put them in the thinking about doing some ribs and baked potatoes. Know what I'm saying? But can you put both? I mean, it's gonna taste different because you're putting both ground beef and pork, but it'll have a distinctive taste. I'm going to show you the next time that my wife makes a pastel. I'm gonna video it, and then I want you guys to do it. It's a Puerto Rican dish, and if you do it right, you're going to love it. You're gonna come and say, "Yo, I want to marry a Puerto Rican." Forget these white boys. Do I like big meat? Listen to yourself. Listen to the things that you're asking me. First, you say that I should expose myself more. Now you're asking me, do I like big meat? Come on, right? This is a kid's show. OMG. Cinnamon in a pie with beef? All right, guys. So we'll talk tomorrow. God bless. Just make sure I'll be sending you guys a notification on what we're going to talk about. Thank you, Melissa Bees, for everything. I'll be looking forward for that pie one day. Rayuz, like always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, baby girl. All right. Peace in the Middle East. God bless you all. Have a good night, Melissa. Have a good night, Rayuz. God bless you all.